What role has downtime had on the severity of your depression? How can one make time for one's creative pursuits while diminishing the vulnerability such mental space solitude can summon? This is a very good question. And I think about this a lot because there are times when I'm tempted, say, to go do 2 weeks in nature by myself. But there's definitely part of me that is concerned that when I provide that amount of negative space or empty space, that the thoughts and the loops that creep in will be of some character that bring about depression or anxiety, mostly depression. And one might advise me that that's true initially, and then it clears out. However, I have counterexamples, and this is true for my Vipassana retreat that I've spoken about at some length in the past, and spoke about at some length on Dan Harris's 10% Happier podcast. So if you want to hear more about that, you can listen to the 10% Happier podcast that Dan Harris did with me. But I had a complete psychological breakdown at this Vipassana retreat, silent retreat. And I didn't make my life any easier by making it much more extreme and exaggerated in a few respects. One was coming into it 6 days fasted because I really wanted to make the most of this limited amount of time. But that is a concern. So first of all, I just want to validate that by saying you're not the only person who thinks about this. This is something that I certainly think about. But your question isn't so much one about solitary time. It's a question about downtime. Now, it seems like you're equating downtime to making time for one's creative pursuits. The way I think about this is a little bit different. And I would say for me, creative pursuit right now is dictated by who can I interact with, even if it's just once a week, even if it's once every 2 weeks. How can this bring me closer to someone I want to be closer to? And for me, it's mostly pre-existing friendships. But part of my reason, the primary reason that I've thought about doing something incredibly absurd and effectively a parody of the space in the NFT world, is because I have all these old friends who are scattered around the country, and we used to all be in San Francisco together, and we spent a lot of time together and had so much fun. And then life progresses, people get married, people have kids, people move away, and Web3 is one of the first times that I've seen almost all of these people get back on the same playing field in a way where they are interacting and having fun. And this, by the way, is not a recommendation to invest in Web3 or NFTs. I think you should assume that pretty much everything could go to zero, and a lot of these things will go to zero. So this is not investment advice. This is psychological commentary for me in terms of choosing projects. So I am actually choosing the playing field first, and then I'm deciding, all right, which sport do I want to play on that playing field? Which position do I want to play on that playing field? But it's actually starting with the who and not starting with the what, if that makes any sense. And I found that, and have found that at least so far, to be very helpful to my mental state, in the sense that it bolsters me, it feeds me, it nourishes me, as opposed to making me feel like I'm stepping out to a cliff and peeking over the side, where I can say, yeah, this is a great view, but if one foot slips, I could find myself in trouble. Hopefully that helps.